met Jenny Matthews, now another broadcasting legend here in Kansas City. Herm Edwards, good friend and confidant, DA from 610 Sports.
And tongue firmly planted in cheek. Thank you, Leon.
Which part there? I said 610 Sports, also WFAN in New York City. What's going on there?
Well, got to go home on vacation a couple weeks ago. I wanted to take some rest and relaxation, a little R&R back home where my family still lives. And lo and behold, the guy was on vacation over there at the fan. So I had filled in there before. I filled in there a couple of times, and they said, "Hey, what are you doing this week?" I said, "Well, I'm trying to relax." They said, "You want to come in and do a few shows?" I was like, "All right, let's do that." And ironically, almost every night I was on after the Mets games, and it was so funny to see all the Mets fans that still do not believe in Carlos Beltran. They think he's too soft for New York. They think he'll never do it. I said, "Guys, he hit 41 and 116 last year. He's no fluke. He's the real deal." But New Yorkers very slow to warm on him.
I heard a lot of those comments when he played here.
Yeah, absolutely.
People.
Which, I brought up actually on the air that, just he never warmly embraced, here in Kansas City, and he's not in New York, and, he's making $100 million, so he's going to get a lot of flack, but they're not giving him a break.
He's surprising. Believe all this, you just happen to be in New York vacationing the largest sports radio.
Man, I don't know why you're trying to cook up any controversy here. No, they need you to fill in. Yeah, can you believe it? Good timing.
I guess so.
Yeah,
that's a good opportunity for you.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a lot of fun.
People ask you about Herm Edwards in New York?
Yeah, they do, because Jets fans still consider him the Antichrist, for leaving them in the lurch. They're happy he's gone. I mean, Jets fans never truly warmed to Herm either, and so, a lot of people were asking me about Herm and how he's doing here, but Jets fans very happy with Eric Mangenius, their new head coach.
You said they didn't warm to Herm either. Does that mean you haven't warmed to him yet?
No, I meant either as in Carlos Beltran is
there. We go.
It's so nice. Every time I come on here, you guys never let this die. We burned this
my first time talking to you since this happened, but everything's good now.
I thought we burned this tape. Yes, I can't wait until training camp when this, of course, comes up yet again.
But everything is good with Herm.
I guess. I haven't really talked to him since the incident. I wanted to kiss and make up, but
the incident.
At this point, the more I watch it, the more upset I'm getting. Maybe I'll never make up with him.
Hey, we'll talk to the Chiefs hopefully a little later, but Royals baseball. A lot of discussion about Mike Sweeney this week. He's again hurt. Whether they should bring him back or just try to trade him or do what?
Well, they can't trade him now. I mean, he's out 2 to 6 weeks, and that's going to take him right to the trading deadline. Even if he comes back in 2 weeks, he'll be rehabbing around the deadline, which is July 31st. Mike has always been a great civic guy, a great team guy, a great clubhouse guy. But at the end of the day, the frustration that seeps in from Royals fans for his contract is just, this ends the perfect way almost. It's so unfortunate, but it ends the perfect way with him on the DL, because at the very least, with an expiring contract, the Royals could have gotten something for him, and now back on the DL where he spent most of the last 5 years, they won't be able to get anything for him in return, which has got to be ultimately very frustrating for this fan base.
Billy Butler into replacing a DH right now, but get the feeling the Royals really don't know what to do with this kid right now.
Well, it's hard to find him a spot because the outfield is jammed, and obviously defensively he's a liability right now.
He must really be bad at first base.
Obviously, first base, he's also got a lot of problems, so the hope is just DH, but, in there with Mike Sweeney and such, that, it was hard to find him ABs. But Sweeney, the thing is, people say this is great, we get Billy Butler to play every day and get the at-bats. That's fine, but you're only talking about a month more, really, until the trade deadline. The best-case scenario would have been Sweeney staying healthy and Butler
and hitting the ball well.
Get some prospects for him, trade him July 31st, and then the Billy Butler era can start. Instead, it starts a little bit earlier than it should have.
Overall, this team, a little more interesting to watch, a little more fun.
No question. People always ask me on the show, is this a fluke? Is this like 2003? It's different from 2003 because you can actually see signs of steady growth and progress. Most importantly, a winning June. It doesn't sound like much, but for the first time in 4 years, this franchise had a winning month. That's not one game. It's not one series. It's an entire month. They had to play well, and they did. Brian Bannister had a fantastic June, going 5-1 with a 2.75 ERA. Billy Butler obviously is hitting well. He's the real deal. I think we see Mark Teahen is going to be a very consistent hitter for a long time, and Alex Gordon has finally gotten it defensively and offensively. Gil Nesh is still bringing quality starts. The pieces are starting to be put in place, and these are long-term pieces, not in 2003, which were fluky pieces.
It definitely looks like it's pointed in the right direction. Speaking of going in the right direction, the Chiefs, 3 weeks, start training camp. A lot of different stories there. The quarterback situation, LJ, will he hold out?
Can you believe it? Only 3 weeks away from training camp, and I think LJ is going to hold out. That's what all inclinations are. But you know what? Carl Peterson of the Chiefs specifically Carl, is smart enough to know this team is going to be 4-12 without LJ. And Carl has never been one to accept a 4-12 season. He wants to put butts in the seats. He wants to turn a buck. That's part of his job description as well. They're going to end up paying him his money, and they should. LJ deserves it. He's still playing his rookie contract. He's woefully underpaid. They should pay him. They will pay him. But I have a feeling that LJ is going to sit out all of training camp and maybe come back sometime during the preseason.
Brody Crowell probably is going to be the #1 quarterback going to River Falls. Will he be the #1 guy coming out?
I think David Hewitt's going to start this season as your starting quarterback week 1. And I think that what they're going to hope for is that Hewitt keeps this thing afloat long enough for them to be competitive second half of the season. As soon as this thing gets away from them a little bit and they feel like they have to make a change, make no bones about it, Herm will make a change. But I think the idea right now is, let's allow David Hewitt to steer the ship until Brody's really ready or until the season goes awry.
All right, DA from 610 Sports, thank you so much for being with us. And next time we'll talk some Mets and Jets.
Well, that's all whatever you guys want.
All right.
Thank you, our getting legend.
Thank you so much, DA. That wraps things up on the spot right after this.